Well, welcome everybody to our online program on addiction and recovery from the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And we've been talking about the poet and alcoholic John Berryman. And Berryman wrote a novel, which he actually called Recovery, which was his personal experience although personally he had been through 6 different residential treatment centers, this was his experience in one of them. And the character, who is very clearly John Berryman himself, goes through treatment, and then by the end of it discovers why he's an alcoholic, and looks like he's got good self-confidence and ready to meet the world. Although in real life, the John Berryman who had been through these 6 treatment centers relapsed and then ended up committing suicide. And what was the difference? We're trying to find clues in the novel about why his recovery really didn't seem to work that well for him. Okay, so one of the things that's very clear from the novel is that Berryman is paying a lot more attention to what other people tell him to do than he is about looking into his own life. And the kind of treatment that Berryman went through is a very sort of strict framework. So, for example, he has to figure out why his life is so unmanageable, right? And so he looks into his life and sees, oh, geez, I had 3 failed marriages. I wasn't a very good father. I was drunk at work all the time, and I embarrassed myself, and this sort of thing, right? And very clear things, and it's almost like he's being forced to follow this framework, because every time he comes up with something that he personally believes is important, the counselor says, no, that's meaningless, right? Oh, you're just being an addict, or you're in denial or something. So he's never really allowed to pursue his own interests and things that he believes are fundamentally important to him. So that's kind of curious, eh? And we always wonder if, what would have happened if Berryman could actually start examining things that he personally believed were actually fundamental to his life, and why he started drinking and what he would have to do to recover. But the treatment that he went through was very strict, and there was this process that he actually had to follow. Who knows? We don't have the answer to whether or not Berryman would have finally found recovery, but what we do know is that in spite of the upbeat novel at the end and what these insights that the novel claims to have found, in real life, Berryman actually did relapse and then did commit suicide when he was drunk. Kind of sad, but perhaps there's something that we can discover from Berryman's life about why this happened, and why he actually couldn't find a good life without booze. Anyway, that's it for this episode, and we'll be back next time with our final episode on John Berryman.